This video is the recording of my presentation that I did a month ago in Bangkok at the Affiliate World, where I shared for the first time ever how we build a new code-friendly offer for a skincare brand from Spain and help them scale to over 100K per month in profits with this new breakthrough offer. I'm going to reveal the creatives, the landing pages, and how we built the offer and so much more in this video. So super excited for this. Let me know what you think in the comment down below. And now let's jump straight into it.
Over the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to blow your mind in terms of how you can take your e-commerce company from kind of profitable to very, very profitable. And before I do that, I quickly want to introduce myself, just so you know who's going to present this to you. So my name is Weische, the handsome gentleman on this picture. I'm 26 years old. I love working out, making hip-hop music in my free time, and I'm the founder of Accelerated. And over the past 4 years, we've grown from a really small team of just 2 people to now a team of over 41 people all over the world. And we've seen such an explosive growth and demand recently simply because we transform e-commerce companies. We have been called CRO Meisters, AOV Boosters, Profit Pumpers. We go by many names. But the bottom line is, we plug in, we study, observe, and apply our formula that I'm going to share with you today. We have crafted this custom, bespoke, in-house formula very, very carefully over the past couple of years. And we use this formula to transform the e-commerce brands that we plug it into. And this formula is going to work on any niche, any geo, any type of e-commerce brand that you can imagine. Whether that's fashion, whether that's supplement, shapewear, house, skincare, or anything else. And you may ask, Carl, how can this work? How can you come up with this formula, with this magic formula, and it's just going to work on any e-commerce brand that you plug it into? Well, we like to stick with core marketing principles. I don't like to follow any shiny objects or trends or tactics or stuff that just works for a couple of weeks or months. I like to stick what has been proven to work for decades. And we've implemented this formula that I'm about to share with you to over 200 brands successfully. A lot of the ones you're seeing, you're probably going to be familiar with. We also work with AG1. They came to us earlier this year to help them build new acquisition funnels for their paid ads. We've also been working with Nomisk. Maybe some of you are familiar with this case study. It went completely viral on social media, on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, because we helped this female wellness brand go from 0 to over $10 million in their first year of launching. And everybody wanted to understand how we were able to pull off such an explosive growth. And then this happened. We took another brand from 0 to now over $20 million per year in their first year of launching. I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to bore you with the case studies. The bottom line is our system works. The formula that I'm going to give you today works. It worked for all of the brands that I just mentioned, and it's going to work for your brand. Now, before I dive into the formula and all of the specifics, I want to get a quick feel for who's in this room with me today. So if you have an e-commerce brand, if you're the CEO, CMO, founder, give me a quick hands up. Okay, sweet. Oh, that's a lot of hands. I like the audience already. That's about 50 hands going up. You can put them down again. If you have an agency now, if you work with e-commerce brands, if you service e-commerce brands, put your hands up, please. Don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy. I can see around 30 hands going up. Sweet. Well, I promise all of you guys, you're going to love this. If you implement these tips, if you implement this formula that I'm about to share with you, you're going to see an uplift in your revenues, you're going to see an increase in your margins, and you will make more profits. And you are going to be able to do all of that without spending any more money, without hiring anyone new, or creating any new product. That's the magic of CRO. That's the magic of conversion rate optimization. And because the organizers of Affiliate World wanted me to do something special, they said, hey, Carl, please crush it. Give them something special. Give them something that's not publicly available, that they haven't seen before. So I sat down, I looked at all of the cases and brands we have, and I picked out the best case study I could find. And it's also one of my personal favorites. And actually, I've never revealed this case study before. So this is going to be a first-time exclusive reveal here on stage. Are you ready for this? Sweet. I like that you guys still have the energy. So, anybody heard of Coconut Beauty? Yeah, I can see some hands going up. Well, Coconut Beauty is a brand from Spain that was founded by this lovely couple back in 2013. On the picture, you can see Ignacy with his wife, Sarah. and is now considered to be one of the biggest cosmetic companies in Spain, with a bunch of retail locations on the biggest streets, also in Barcelona. But it wasn't always like this. Despite their initial traction with their brand, they didn't quite hit the numbers they anticipated. They had an excellent organic reach, but the problem they had was they were just unable to profitably scale on paid ads. This means they couldn't really scale past a certain stage, they couldn't grow, they were facing a glass ceiling. In fact, they were burning over $100,000 per month in ad spend without any ROAS. So that's why Ignazi approached us early 2023, and once he gave us access, we looked under the hood and we found that, in fact, the brand was a sleeping giant. It had more potential than even he could realize. It was a beast ready to be awoken. So luckily for Ignazi, he came to the right person. We have the system, we've plugged the system into many brands before, and we plugged it right into Coconut. So here's the crazy part. He didn't have to hire anyone new. He didn't have to spend any more on ads, or he didn't have to come up with new products. We simply made tweaks and adjustments with what he already had. And by doing that, we were able to increase his monthly profits by 6 figures. In just 90 days, he went from a brand that was burning over $100,000 ad spend per month to a brand that now scaled on a 3.7x ROAS with cold traffic. And here's how he did it. And more importantly, what I want you to take away is how you can do it too, because that's the whole purpose of this presentation. Me being able to give this formula to you, me being able to provide value to you, and also make it actionable so that you can implement it to your own brand or the brand that you're working with. So let me switch to Professor Carl here for a second. The core principles behind this formula is a book that predates the internet. This book was written 57 years ago, and we've taken the same principles and brought it to the modern day e-commerce world. The book that I'm talking about was written from this guy right here. May seem familiar to some of you. His name is Eugene Schwartz, and he wrote the famous book Breakthrough Advertising. Who has read this book before? Okay, I can see maybe 10% of the room going up. Well, if you haven't read it yet, I highly, highly suggest you read it. If you only take one thing from this presentation away, let it be this book. It completely transformed our business and the business of the 200 brands that we've worked with. It's nearly impossible to get your hands on this because the book was a limited edition release back in the days. Luckily for you, I still have some copies left, but that's something that I'm going to share later. So back to Coconut. The first issue was they didn't really understand their target audience. So when we analyzed the data and attribution, we realized they were burning so much money. They were burning over $100,000 per month. So we went in there and we had to put out the fire immediately. We had to stop the excessive losing spend. Our core principle is front-end profitability. You shall profit from the first order. A lot of people hide behind customer lifetime value, and I don't really like that. Anyone that tells you, yeah, we can just scale on CLV, it's going to be profitable in 90 days, 180 days, that's bullshit. I don't like that. They just hide behind customer lifetime value because they cannot scale profitably on the first order. But if I'm going to get involved, your brand is going to make profit from the very first sale. The goal should be that we make profit from ice cold traffic. So for Coconut, without spending any money, without hiring anyone new, we just analyzed the brand and looked at what they already had and bundled it together. So we took the products that you can see on the left-hand side here, so the booster, the moisturizer, the serum, and the anti-split cream, and we bundled it all together into a new packaging and a new branding, and we called it the curly hair method. What I want you to remember is the sum of the parts is bigger than the whole. And this alone was a wide success because it enabled us to go from a $39 average order value to over $74 average order value, which you can imagine is a pretty big change. It also enabled us to increase the ROAS from 1.3 to over 3.7x. Now, the e-com guys here, please put your hands up again. Who has an e-commerce brand? Yeah, put your hands up, keep them high. You can keep them up if you have a bundle offer like this. If you are not selling a bundle offer like this in your paid ads, please put your hands down again. Okay, I can see still some hands up, that's nice. The point is, you must create a bundle offer. This applies to every brand every niche, and you should use it for your paid acquisition channel. Whether you sell pet food, whether you sell shapewear, whether you sell baby socks, it doesn't really matter. Bundle offers are easy revenue boosters and margin pumps, and they're going to put you miles ahead of your competition, right? Because you're going to be able to spend more on the same audience that your competitor is going for, because you have a higher AOV, higher margin, and are just able to acquire customers at a higher CPA. And you don't have to overcomplicate bundle offers, right? So let's say, for example, you sell pet food. Probably your customer also wants to have supplements for their pet. Probably they also want to have a bed. Probably they also want to have other accessories, or maybe an info product. Maybe they want to understand how to train their dog, right? So don't overcomplicate the step. In fact, I want to do a quick quiz time. Who wants to become a millionaire? Probably a lot of you guys, huh? Which option do you think is easier to achieve? Do you think it's easier to raise the average order value, or do you say, hey, Carl, for me it's way easier to just lower my customer acquisition costs? Give me a quick hands up if you think raising the average order value is easier in this case. Okay, there's going to be a split decision. I see half of the hands in the room going up. Can put the hands down again. If you think, hey, Carl, for me it's so much easier to just lower my customer acquisition costs, put your hands up. If I'm doing math correctly, the other half of the room should be going up, but I can just see some hands. Well, raising the average order value is easier. Customer acquisition costs are always going to be a struggle. That is never going to change. If you look at the data historically from all of the platforms, historically, the CPMs and CPCs have always risen. And this is quite logic, because the platforms want to make more money. So you want to focus on what you can control, right? Which is the average order value. So speaking of things you can control, we've spoken about the offer and the backend for Coconut Beauty, but what about the front end? I also want to share the front end with you guys. So with every product and brand, there are numerous angles that you can use to market the product, right? So now, what we've shared is we've already created now a great hero offer with great unit economics, and now we have to pour oil into the fire, right? We have to market it. We have to make the market crazy for this new offer that we built. And we do that with angles. So every product, every offer has a set number of angles that you can use to promote it. So for Coconut, we ran 3 different angles. We ran a desire-driven angle, right? So do you desire this solution? Do you desire this situation? We ran a pain-driven angle. So do you want to get rid of this problem? Do you want to stop having this pain point? And we run an offer-driven angle, meaning, hey, you're going to get all of this value for just this low price point. Now, how do you know which angle is going to work best? Well, all of you guys that have run Facebook campaigns, Google campaigns in the past, it's basically a bit of hypotheses and a bit of testing, right? You're never going to know before you put something live what's going to be the best option. And then you always want to follow the data. You never want to follow your gut instinct. You never want to follow your own opinion of, I like this creative the best, I like this offer the best, or this angle. You always just want to push it into the market and then look at the data and analyze it. Now, you see, I'm a big fan of Chris. I like to engage you guys. What do you think, which angle worked the best? You can take a second and then we're going to put your hands up. If you think the desire-driven angle worked the best, please put your hands up. Okay, I can see 5 hands going up. If you think that the pain-driven angle was working the best in the creatives, put your hands up. That's a lot of hands going up. Interesting. And if you think the target audience worked best with the offer-driven angle, then please put your hands up now. Interesting. That's around 20 hands going up. Well, as you can see in this room, we supposedly have hundreds of super smart marketers, but there's not an unanimous decision on one angle, right? Everyone has different opinions, everyone has different experience, and you're just not going to know before pushing it into the market. Well, that was the same for us. So for me, I also thought the pain-driven angle was going to work the best, but the data showed that it was the desire-driven angle that worked the best for this offer and this target audience. Now, the ads and landing pages, as you can see here, where we showed them a desired situation, right? And showcase the desired situation of the perfect curls, of the perfect hair, those worked the best. It wasn't a pain-driven angle, right? Get rid of fluffy hair or get rid of bad hair. It was an offer-driven angle, right? You can get all of these products for a good price. It was the desire-driven angle, right? The girls went crazy over the curly hairs. They just wanted to go to this desired situation. And another tip I want to give you guys is you always want to double down on your winner. Once you find a winner, once you find a killer angle, you have to beat it to death. You want to squeeze this angle for all of the value you can. And that's exactly what we did for coconut. So now that we established the desire-driven angle as the winner, we continue to dive deep into that, right? We continue to break down this angle into sub-angles. And that's what you have to do. Knowing that the desire-driven angle had the best data, the best KPIs, we just don't stop there. We keep going deeper. So how do you know, again, which part of the desire is exactly the one that prints? Is it that they want to have curly hair? Is it that they want to have beautiful hair? Is it that they want to have healthy hair, right? You can break it down deeper into the sub-angles. And here's another nugget from one of my mentors, Sam Owens. If you really want to print money with your paid acquisition, you need to create a separation between their current situation and their desired situation. Some of you will probably be familiar with this concept from selling. People take action if you're able to create a clearly defined desired situation that resonates with them, right? Where they think, oh yes, this is exactly my desired situation. This is exactly what I want to have. Thank you so much for offering me this. And if you're able to make a separation between where they are and where they want to be big enough, then they will take an action. And then your offer is what's going to take them from where they are to where they want to be. And then they will give you a lot of money for that. So your prospect needs to surpass their emotional threshold for them to get a motivation to act. And this is your main job as a marketer. This is what you have to focus on. You have to surpass the emotional threshold because at that point, the motivation is going to be big enough to act, right? People take action if their emotions are strong enough. And that's what you have to focus on. Desire is what drives you. Desire creates a deep, deep emotion that moves you to take action. Every single person here is going to have a different dream. Every single person here is going to have different goals, right? But if I just pick out one person, I am able to clearly define a desired situation with everything that you dream of, everything that you want to have, and that's going to resonate with you, you're going to want to have the offer that I propose to you, right? So wanting to feel attractive, wanting a better skin, wanting a healthier body, that's what drives you to take action, right? We are driven by desire and those deep emotions. So for coconut, we wanted to find the most effective deep emotions for the desire angle. And you have to remember, right? The bigger the desire, the higher the conversion rate and the more your customer is willing to pay. But, and this is also a key lesson from the book Breakthrough Advertising, the desire must be real. You cannot just say to your target audience, this is your desire, now buy it, right? The desire has to be real. It's something that already has to be inside of them. So you may ask yourself, Carl, all of this is great, but how can I find these desires? How do I know what is real, what is not real, and how can I really resonate with my target audience that I want to resonate with? Well, the best thing you can do to find angles, to find desires, to find emotions is this. Post-purchase surveys. As soon as somebody buys from you, ask them questions. Customer testimonials. Talk to your existing customer base to find out why they bought the product. What is the desired situation they wanted to achieve with the product? What is the problem that it's solving? Are they recommending it to their friends? Go through Reddit. Reddit is a crazy gold mine. Reddit has so many subforums for everything. For how to get healthy hair, for how to find a girlfriend, for how to get rid of belly fat, for how to increase your testosterone. Like there's literally everything on Reddit. And the people on Reddit are so openly talking about everything. They will write you like a 10-page article about their life, and that's a gold mine for you as a basis for your ads and landing pages. Stuff like YouTube videos, where your target audience is watching a creator they like, and they put comments in terms of what they think. Self-help forums, magazines. Basically, everywhere, online or offline, that your target audience is spending time, you want to get in there and either online see what they write or offline talk to them, ask them, right? You really must step into the shoes of the customer. You must think like them and you must feel like them. That's the most important thing, and then you want to address that accordingly. Well, my time is running a bit low, and what I shared with you is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of conversion rate optimization. There are dozens of small, simple, low-cost levers that you can pull that can make a drastic impact on your numbers. If you're familiar with the Pareto principle, the 20-80 principle, it's the 20% of effort that's going to get you 80% of the results. And then afterwards, 80% of the effort for the last tiny bit of results, right? So that's what we do at Accelerated. That's what I shared in this presentation. We find those small tweaks and changes that you can make with what you already have, and then we make them blow up revenue and profits. So with this presentation, I already wanted to share the main aspects of the formula, but there's so much more that you can obviously dive deeper into that will just be out of the time that I have here today. So if you want to dive deep into this, if you say, hey, this is interesting for me, I prepared a very detailed 1-hour training where I share the creative scripts, the landing pages, the improvements, the VSLs, everything. So if you want to get access to this, just take your phone out, scan the QR code. It's going to be up for a minute or so, and you can get access to this training. If the QR code doesn't work for any reason, you can go to acceleratedagency.com/start, and there I'm going to give you the whole training. It's basically a 52-page document and a 1-hour video presentation that I recorded last week that's taking you through all the important steps. How to build a great offer that works really, really well on cold audiences. How to build a great landing page with which you can have that offer. What the creative should look like. And then also the more nitty-gritty stuff of how you can fine-tune this funnel. Now, remember earlier I talked about the Breakthrough Advertising book. I can see most of you already scanned this. That's great. Talked about the Breakthrough Advertising book earlier. I have 5 copies available at home. Last year, I already gave 5 copies away at this affiliate world too, and I still have like 4 or 5 at home. So if you want to get one of those 5 copies, send me a message on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or any social media platform really, with why you should be the person to get this. I know there's probably like 200 people in this, so I'm going to make it a bit random. I'm going to put you into a pot and see who's going to get this as a giveaway, and then when I'm home, I'm going to send you the copy. It's literally the most important book that I've read in my whole career. Now, I want to thank all of you guys for being with me here today, second day, last presentation, and I'm really looking forward, if you spend some more time here, to meet you, to engage with you, and also we still have like 10, 15 more minutes to go over Q&A, and again, if you want to reach me, best place is probably Instagram or Twitter, and thank you so much.